Jerry Jones is at it again, and this time he's stirring the pot ahead of the 2026 NFL Draft. The Dallas Cowboys owner and general manager has made it clear that he's open to moving up from the number 12 overall pick. But what does this mean for the future of the franchise? With the Cleveland Browns hinting at their own willingness to trade down from the 6th overall selection, the stage is set for a potential blockbuster deal that could reshape the Cowboys roster. Amidst the swirling rumors, ESPN's Matt Miller has dropped some intriguing insights, suggesting that the Cowboys and Browns could be eyeing a trade before the draft kicks off on April 23rd. The narrative is clear. The Cowboys are looking for a game-changing pass rusher, and the Browns are in a position to capitalize on that desire. Miller points out that league sources believe a trade could involve Dallas moving up to snag a coveted defensive talent, which speaks volumes about the Cowboys' commitment to fortifying their defense. Let's rewind to some pivotal decisions made in the previous seasons that have led us to this moment. Last August, the Cowboys made waves by trading superstar pass rusher Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers in exchange for 2 first-round picks and defensive tackle Kenny Clark. Then they went all in again, sacrificing another first-round pick in 2027, a second-round pick in 2026, and defensive tackle Motzie Smith to bring in Quinnen Williams from the New York Jets. These moves demonstrate a clear strategy. The Cowboys are willing to be aggressive in pursuit of elite talent, signaling a desire to not only contend, but dominate in the coming seasons. Now, as we look ahead, the potential targets are generating significant buzz. Reports from John Machota of The Athletic suggest that the Cowboys may be eyeing Texas Tech edge rusher David Bailey, with Pro Football Talk's Michael David Smith noting that both Bailey and Ohio State's Arvell Reese might not last until the 6th pick. This urgency reflects a broader sense of ambition within the Cowboys' front office, a belief that they can strike gold in the draft and bolster their defensive line with top-tier talent. But the conversation doesn't end there. According to Browns insider Tony Grossi, the Cowboys could also be interested in Ohio State's safety Caleb Downs or Miami pass rusher Reuben Bain Jr. at pick number 6. This broadens the scope of possibilities and highlights the Cowboys' intent to not just add depth, but to find impact players who can contribute immediately. However, Grossi also raises an important point that should not be overlooked. He expressed skepticism about the value of a proposed trade involving the 6th and 39th picks for Dallas' 12th and 20th. He makes a compelling case, suggesting that the Cowboys could hold out for a better offer, especially given that they possess a valuable first-round pick from the Packers in 2027, a chip that could prove crucial in negotiations. As the countdown to the draft continues, all eyes will be on Jerry Jones and Andrew Berry. Will the Cowboys be able to secure a deal that not only elevates their draft positioning, but also fortifies their roster for a championship run? The stakes are high, and the pressure is mounting. Fans are left to wonder whether this aggressive approach will pay off, or if the Cowboys will ultimately find themselves in a position of regret, having missed out on a golden opportunity to land a transformative player. Moving forward, the implications of these potential trades could set the tone for the Cowboys season and their aspirations moving into 2026. The question remains, will Dallas be able to navigate these negotiations wisely, or will they falter in the face of high expectations? As we delve deeper into this draft cycle, the anticipation around what the Cowboys might pull off next is palpable. The next news item could further illuminate the direction this franchise is headed as they seek to reclaim their place atop the NFL hierarchy. In the high-stakes environment of the NFL draft, knowledge is power, and the Dallas Cowboys are gearing up to leverage that power like never before in the 2026 draft. With an astute coaching staff and a focus on player evaluation, the Cowboys have positioned themselves at a distinct advantage, and it's all thanks to the addition of Brandon B.T. Jordan as a pass rush specialist. Jordan, the CEO of Trench Performance, has established himself as a premier figure in developing elite defensive linemen. His expertise is not just a luxury. It's a necessity for a franchise that has shown flashes of brilliance, but has also faced hurdles in key moments. Bringing in a coach of Jordan's caliber signals a clear commitment to bolster the defensive front, an area that has been a sore spot for the Cowboys in recent seasons. This offseason, as the countdown to the draft ticks away, Jordan has taken it upon himself to work closely with some of the most promising defenders available, running drills and honing their skills. The significance of this cannot be overstated. With the Cowboys allowed up to 30 pre-draft visits, Jordan's coaching sessions provide invaluable insight into the capabilities and potential of these players. For instance, he has trained Ohio State linebacker Sonny Styles, who could be a game-changer if he falls to Dallas at the number 12 spot. Alongside him, Arvell Reese has also showcased his talents under Jordan's tutelage, further amplifying the Cowboys' options in the draft. But the list doesn't stop there. Rumors are swirling that the Cowboys may have their sights set on safety Caleb Downs and defensive end Reuben Bain Jr., both of whom could fill critical roles on the defense. Even whispers of a potential trade-up for Texas Tech edge David Bailey, the consensus top pass rusher in this draft class, have emerged. The fact that Jordan has hosted these players at Trench Performance means the Cowboys are not just making educated guesses. They have first-hand knowledge of what these athletes can bring to the table. This level of preparation is crucial as the Cowboys enter the draft with 2 first-round picks. The pressure is on. The stakes have never been higher. With Dak Prescott approaching his 33rd birthday this summer and coming off yet another impressive season, the window for championship contention is narrowing. The offensive duo of CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens has shown that they can light up the scoreboard, but last season's defensive struggles were glaring and held the team back from making a deeper playoff run. For the Cowboys, the path to success hinges on the ability to hit on both first-round selections. The offense is already poised to compete, but to truly make that leap into Super Bowl contention, the defense must rise to at least an average level. This is where BT Jordan's role as a pass rush specialist could very well become the X factor that transforms the team's fortunes. As the draft approaches, Dallas must capitalize on the knowledge they have gained through Jordan's training sessions and the intel gathered during pre-draft evaluations. With the potential to reshape the defensive landscape of the team, the Cowboys are at a crucial juncture, and how they navigate this draft could define the trajectory of their franchise for years to come. Now, as we turn our attention to the next segment, let's delve deeper into the strategic choices the Cowboys could make and how they might impact the upcoming season. C.J. Stroud's name has been a hot topic lately, but how does it impact the Dallas Cowboys and their immediate future? The Houston Texans are standing firm by their quarterback, despite a season that many would consider a step back. Stroud, coming off a frustrating 2025 season with career lows in passing yards and touchdowns, is nonetheless being given a vote of confidence with the Texans' decision to exercise his 5th-year option ahead of his 4th year in the league. This move indicates that the Texans still see Stroud as their franchise quarterback, and they're willing to invest in his potential despite the bumps in the road. In his rookie season, Stroud burst onto the scene with a remarkable performance, racking up over 4,100 yards and 23 touchdowns against just 5 interceptions, earning him the Offensive Rookie of the Year award. Yet, the promise shown in that inaugural season has been somewhat overshadowed by the team's inability to progress past the AFC divisional round in the playoffs, something that will no doubt raise eyebrows among fans and analysts alike. Last season, in a pivotal playoff game against the New England Patriots, Stroud's performance was less than stellar. Throwing 4 interceptions in a 28-16 loss highlighted the growing pressures of the postseason and the scrutiny that follows a quarterback in his position. This situation begs the question, can C.J. Stroud turn things around? The Texans' decision to keep him under contract sends a message to their fan base that they believe in his ability to lead. However, the Dallas Cowboys, with their own set of expectations and pressures, must look at this situation with a critical lens. The Cowboys have been on a quest for a Super Bowl for decades, and they've seen their share of young quarterbacks come and go, some thriving under the spotlight and others faltering. The Cowboys front office will be carefully observing how the Texans manage Stroud's development. If they can turn his inconsistent play into a solid offensive leader, it could serve as both a cautionary tale and a source of motivation for the Cowboys as they navigate their own quarterback situation. The franchise has had its ups and downs with Dak Prescott, who, while talented, has also faced a share of criticism and injury setbacks. The comparisons between Stroud and Prescott could be inevitable, especially if Stroud manages to bounce back and lead the Texans to greater heights in the coming seasons. As the offseason progresses, fans are left to ponder the implications of these quarterback developments across the league. The question of how young quarterbacks like Stroud and Prescott handle the weight of expectations is one that resonates deeply with the Cowboys fan base. This scrutiny becomes even more pronounced in a franchise laden with history, pressure, and the undying hope for a return to glory. In closing, the Dallas Cowboys must remain vigilant and ready to adapt. The NFL landscape is littered with examples of quarterbacks who thrived under pressure and those who wilted. The Cowboys will need to find a way to harness their offensive potential while also learning from the experiences of their contemporaries, such as Stroud. As the Texans continue to stabilize their quarterback situation, the Cowboys must focus on their path, ensuring they don't repeat the mistakes of the past while aiming for the ultimate goal, a Super Bowl championship. If you're as invested in the future of the Dallas Cowboys as I am, make sure to subscribe and drop your comments below. What are your thoughts on the comparisons between Dak Prescott and CJ Stroud? How do you see the Cowboys navigating their quarterback future? Let's get the conversation going.